Alright, welcome back to the channel. As promised, a quick comparison between my Quangsheng 5.5 and the Stanley Bailey 5.5. Let's get into it. Gonna quickly pop them on the scale. I'm gonna weigh them in grams and I'm gonna put the weight in pounds on the screen. 3,186.5 grams for the Quangsheng. Have a look at the Stanley. 2,800 grams, so ever so slightly lighter. Some quick measurements. Quangsheng 381 millimeters in length, 72 millimeters in width. Let's have a look at the Stanley. .382 millimeters in length, exactly the same. Let's check the width. 75 millimeters, ever so slightly wider. We're going to have a look at the blades quickly, see if there's a difference there. The most obvious difference, as far as the blades are concerned, on the Quangsheng, the blade is much thicker. Let's just pop the rubber caps off and have a look at that quickly. Start with the Stanley. Blade width on the Stanley, 60 millimeters exactly. Thickness, .01 millimeters. For all intents and purposes, 2 millimeters. Now on the Quangsheng, blade width 60 millimeters. Now blade thickness .1 millimeters, so a lot thicker. Now the general consensus is that a thicker blade produces less chatter in the wood. We're going to have a look, we're going to see if it makes a difference or not. All right, the most obvious difference is the fact that Stanley, it's a Bailey pattern, which means the adjustments are different. In order to advance or retract the frog, you literally have to take the blade assembly off, blade, chip breaker, lever cap, so you can do your adjustments, your frog adjustments from here. So you have to release those two retaining screws and then you adjust from the back here. Now on the bedrock, on the Quangsheng, being a bedrock style, you don't have to take the blade assembly off. You just have two retaining pins, but everything is getting done. I hope the camera can see from behind here. You release the two side screws and then you advance or retract your frog. A little bit quicker, well, a lot quicker, easier to adjust on the fly. Now the Quangsheng has a bearing on the lateral adjuster here, which makes for a smoother side to side adjustment of the blade. Now the Stanley, let's have a look. No, it's fixed. There is no bearing on here, so probably not as smooth. We'll see soon enough. Okay. Right. My Quangsheng has been sharpened, tuned. I will put a link to that video. Now, I'm not sure how my colleague sharpens his Stanley. That's how the blade looks before sharpening. And this is how the blade on my plane looks after sharpening. We're gonna try them. We're gonna try them. Mine is, like I said, already sharp. I'm gonna try the Stanley before and after sharpening, of course. Right. As far as I know, the Quangsheng is ductile iron, so, you know, God forbid you drop it on the floor, it shouldn't break. I'm not gonna try that. Now, I'm not 100% sure on the Stanley. I will do a little bit more research and I will put it up on the screen, but as far as I'm aware, this is not ductile iron, it's just cast iron. I'm gonna put it up on the screen. But yeah, like I said, as far as I'm aware, this is cast iron, this is ductile iron. Right, I'm gonna put the blades back together and run them on this bit of walnut, see how they perform. Now, I'm going to pause the video quickly and we'll get back once I have the planes put together. Okay, first up, my Quangsheng 5.5. Already been sharpened. Little bit of wax. Let's see what we get. Lovely thin shavings. Nothing like the sound of silence. Lovely. Let's try the Stanley before sharpening. Okay, I got no blade showing. Bit of wax. Let's advance the blade. I'm not sure when was the last time that my colleague sharpened his plane, so it's not entirely Okay. Okay, we're not getting any shavings. I'm going to sharpen it off camera. I'm going to link the video with the way I sharpen my blades. I'm going to pop it in the pinned comment. There's no point in doing this on camera now. I'm going to quickly sharpen it and let's see what we get. Okay, I just had a look at the back of the blade on the Stanley. It doesn't look like it's ever been flattened. I'm going to do that right now. Let's check it quickly. Now I'm going to use the same ruler trick which I've mentioned in my sharpening video. Link in the description, in the pinned comment I should say, that David Charlesworth first introduced to the woodworking world. I picked it up from Rob Coasman, then I watched the David Charlesworth video, and yes, it helps immensely. Seems like there's a high spot right here, about 6 millimeters away from the tip of the blade, from the edge. Okay, this is going to take a little bit of work. I'm going to do that off camera. See you in a bit. Quick progress update after about 2 minutes of work. I'm going to pause the video now, come back after another 2 minutes. Okay. This is about 4 minutes work. I'll keep going. Okay, I think I'm switching to the 300 side. It seems like it's got a belly in the middle of the blade. Let's see how we get on. Okay, just for comparison purposes, when I flattened the back of the blade on the Quangsheng, I only used, let me move the camera quickly to show you, only used the thinner of the rulers. I don't know if you can see. But I've had to use a second ruler underneath just to get it back into shape quicker. Okay, let's get back to it. It seems to me it's getting there slowly. Okay, all right. Check back in a bit. Okay, I'm going to switch back to the 1000 side of my diamond stone. It's getting there. To me, it seems like there was a little bit more work, well, a lot more work to get it into flat than how long my Quangsheng blade took. Okay, well, I'll check back in a bit. Okay, we're touching on both corners now. The back of the blade is flat. I didn't want to turn this into a sharpening video, so yeah, let's get on to the bevel. Okay. Back of the blade is polished. I'm just going to quickly just run it over the strop just to make sure there's no burr left. Right, check back in a sec. Okay, without turning this into a full-blown sharpening video, all done. Blade is sharp. We're gonna quickly put it back together and see what results we get now. Right. To me, it seems like it took longer than my Quangsheng blade to get into flat, especially to get it sharp. Not quick. Sorry, pardon me. It was quick to get it sharp. It took a long time to get it flat. And to me, at least, it seems like it took longer. Okay. Lever cap can be a little bit tighter. Just not even a quarter of a turn. Touch more. Pull back the blade all the way. Seems like we're high on the left. Okay. We have no blade showing. Little bit of wax. Let's see. A little bit more blade. Okay, starting to get shavings. Okay, I don't know what exactly is happening. It seems like we get shavings jammed in the mouth of the plane. It's definitely not as easy to push. Right, this is very, very strange. It seems like this plane needs a lot more tuning. I haven't flattened the sole, to be fair, but we're getting shavings stuck in the mouth. And it just feels rougher. Yeah, the blade's definitely skipping. Let me try and get it closer. Not sure if the camera's gonna pick up, but right here, I can see skipping. Okay. Let's try my plate again. A little bit of wax. Let's get going. Definitely easier to push through. Now, to me, yes, I know it's keeping an old tool working. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. I suppose if you like taking an old tool and bring it back to life, as it were, yes, it's absolutely fine. But to me, I don't know. Don't get me wrong, I only paid, I believe, about £27 for this old Stanley Bailey. I think the blade, the replacement blade that I purchased, costed me more than the plane. It's working fine. With a little bit more time spent on it, I can probably get it to work even better. Let me know, what do you guys think? Now, to me, it seems like the Quangsheng works better. But to be fair, I didn't spend as much time on the Stanley. But yeah, okay, let me know what you think. See you in the next one. Okay, when I tried the Stanley, I hope you remember I was saying that the shavings were getting jammed in the mouth of the plane. I took it apart and I found the shavings stuck between the chip breaker and the blade. So I've taken the chip breaker and I flattened it. In all fairness, it took about 2 minutes to bring it perfectly flat. There's no burr left. So I'm going to put it back together, try it again. Okay, blade is back in the plane. Take it all the way back. Try and bring it parallel to the mouth. Okay, wax. Let's go again. A little bit more blade. Okay, we're a bit high on the right. Oh, there we go. There we go. A little high on the left. Quick adjustment. Again, the shavings were getting jammed. Keep going. I hope it comes through in the video, but it sounds different. Quangsheng. Just 1 second. Just putting a quick bevel on the end. It could be because it's a heavier shaving, and that's why it sounds different. Let's see, take the blade back a little bit. There we go, that's a little better. Now, to me, it seems that the manufacturing tolerances have improved over the years. A few less turns to advance or retract the blade on the Quangsheng. Nothing against the Stanley. I mean, I think this Stanley is probably 40 years old now, or more. I will ask my colleague, see when he purchased it. And to be fair, with a little bit more work, I do think it can be brought into perfect working order. Just, it's a little quieter. Now the Stanley. I hope it comes through in the video. Better shaving from the Stanley. Okay, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments, and please consider subscribing. And whilst I may not be able to completely ditch sanding, simply because of the nature of what I do, 9 to 5. Doing this brings me a lot of joy. Right, thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Okay, I hope you remember